you guys? This is Rob from Gay Guy Plays, and today on the yet to be named Riven series, we are back at it searching for the unicorn Riven for the Euphona Prime. However, I do have a couple few updates. Let's go ahead. I'm going to jump into one more Riven match right now because I'm trying to get 52,000 Kuva because I believe that equates to about, let's do a capture. That equates to about 15 rerolls, because I'm sitting at 51 right now and I kind of want to push it over the edge, but we'll talk about that in a second. So in the previous video, the reason why there's actually going to be gameplay and all that kind of stuff in this video is because I actually noticed something very interesting with the different kinds of comments that were left. There were three very distinctive camps that everybody fit into. Now, the first camp was filled with lovely human beings that were just cheering me on, and they were like, Rob, do it, you stick around for the unicorn, we believe that you can get it. And they were just amazingly positive, and I want to thank them so much for their support, because you know what, sometimes days get hard and sometimes you feel a little bit shit because of the fact that you don't get all the roles that you want, and you're like, this should be much easier than it is, and RNG just wants to screw you up the a-hole, and you're like, oh, why is my life like this? So I want to thank them a lot for that support. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, we had people that were a little bit less pleasant, and I don't want to kind of assume. I don't want to assume their what is it called? I don't want to assume their intentions behind the way that, you know, the way that they were speaking and the way that they were saying. But a lot of them were like, God, just give up the fucking ghost. You're wasting so much Kuva. This is absolute bullshit. You are so stupid for doing this. Statistics are not in your favor for this. Like, you would have to get literally the perfect reroll for every single statistic that you possibly could. You would have to get negatives along with it, yada, 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 yada. They're like, the highest that you could possibly score is like, I believe because we needed to roll a very high status in one single shot, right? In order to get that unicorn Riven. And going into the series, I knew that it was gonna be a hard Riven to roll. This wasn't gonna be like a one episode thing. It wasn't gonna be a one and done. RNG does not like me that much. Well, we'll get into that in a little bit. So I knew it was gonna be rough. That's why we called it the unicorn Riven. It is this elusive, beautiful, wonderful creature that is supposed to make our Euphona Prime usable from both angles. And there are a lot of people saying, I don't, just mod it. The way that it's meant to be is modded one for one or the other. You pick one or the other. That's the only way. And I'm like, oh my god. You guys are just... And I think that there's some people that were doing it out of just assholeness. And there are some people, and I'm going to give them credit, that were doing it out of love. I think there are some people that were just very like, you know what, I just don't want to see you, you know, waste so much Kuva, you're frustrating yourself, it's not, you know, you're not going to get anything good out of this, so you might as well just settle. And gosh darn do I hate the word settle. Settle is not a word that I'm very fond with at all. I'm like, settle? Ugh. That's a fucking terrible word. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that, you know, say settling is fucking fine and dandy, just fucking settle, like you should be happy with what you have. And I am happy, but I remember at the same time that this is a video game where we don't necessarily always get a lot of content releases, so pardon me if this is my pardon me if this is my choice to deal with my day, you know what I mean? This is like what I want to do with my experience here in Warframe, right? You don't get to dictate that for me. But I do think that there are some people that are doing it out of love, so I don't necessarily want to say that these people were all assholes. I think that there were definitely some people that were, like, looking out for me, right? They were just like, hey, Rob, you know, we're just trying to make sure that you don't kill yourself over this. However, in between those two types of people was what I like to call the unicorn of fucking commenters. Because there are some people there that knew the rarity of the stats that I was looking for. They understood exactly how rough it was going to be in order to roll that. But you know what they did? They said, hey, listen, I know where you're trying to go with this. Have you ever considered doing it this way instead? And the one way that they were, you know, proposing was, hey, why don't you go ahead and try to roll, you know, 60 plus status, 60 or 6 up to 60 to 60 plus status, with like base damage or multi-shot, because both of those two are, you know, higher statistics. Those two you can get higher statistics on, and at the same time, they're more consistent than crit crit damage. So they could, and we could still roll status and crit damage too, but we can roll status and crit damage, status and multi-shot, and status and base damage, and everything would still be hunky-dory. And it would be a less of a strain, and all I would have to do is replace my prime target cracker. And I was like, here I was, so consumed, so utterly consumed with trying to get the status, the dream status roll, that I completely, like, my brain just turned off, and I didn't realize that that was an option. And what they did was basically, they came through, they supported me, but they kept it real at the same time. And I have to say that that is absolutely amazing, and I want to thank you guys so much for doing that. Because, I mean, I knew that there were a couple different options that we could play around with, but that seems actually more in my grasp. Because in reality, maybe, you know, I don't get that pristine, soft periwinkle, slightly off-white with, you know, a beautiful prismatic crystal horn unicorn. But y'all turned around and were like saying, hey, listen, maybe we can't get you that unicorn, but let's try to get you a different one. You ever considered like an onyx crystal horn, full-on black unicorn with slightly purple sheen when it hits the light? I was like, oh, we could do that! And you guys in the comments that gave me those different options really opened my eyes to the fact that, hey, maybe there's more than one type of unicorn out there that we could straddle. It sounds so terrible. Alrighty, so future Rob popping in real quick, and since you guys have put me in a damn good mood, I figured I would go ahead and slip you guys some glyphs in the actual video itself. I'm actually going to be mixing it up. Sometimes it'll be in the description, sometimes it'll be in a pinned comment, and sometimes it'll be smack dab in the middle of the video, because you know what? You get rewarded if you watch all of my content, every single thing that I put out. So if you guys missed out on these codes, don't worry, be sure to check out all of the other videos that I put out. You know, it's gonna be random, it's gonna be sporadic. I'm not gonna say every single video is gonna have glyph codes in it. But what I am saying is if you're bent on getting my glyph codes, make sure that you are tuning in to everything that I put out. Anyway, I will see you guys later, and I'll pass you back on to Past Rob. However, I do want to show you something that I did get right now. So I'm actually going to be playing around with this. Well, not playing around with this, but I'm going to keep this one. This is not going away. So I did not, off of camera on stream, I actually did a couple rolls live, and we ended up getting a Riven that I was just like, alright, it's not a unicorn, but this shit is like full-on Black Beauty. Like, this is a stallion of a freaking Riven, and I was like, I can't say no to this. So we actually have the Euphona Prime Crony Vistus, which is 45.3 fire rate, 132.3 damage, and 52.6 critical damage, with a 6.6 times critical multiplier. I was like, oh, Jesus! RNG, why are you making me pick? Why are you making me choose between the most perfect stallion ever and the possibility of the unicorn? So you know what I did? Hey, I've got some amazing clanmates, and they're like, hey, I've actually got 2 Euphona Prime Rivens. I've got a way better one than this. Do you want this one for cheap? So I picked up another Euphona Prime Riven. It actually already has status on it, but it's status, impact, and negative damage to Corpus, so I'm like, meh. But we'll re-roll that, and that's what we will be re-rolling today. So we are going to keep our Stallion. Stallion's still full on, but we are actually going to we're going to use our Stallion to search for the unicorn. You know, maybe he's got like good smelling, I don't know, maybe horses have really good smelling ability. We'll find out. We will find out today, but we will be re-rolling another Euphona Prime Riven, and this one is hopefully going to be our unicorn. You know, because I mean, I gotta be real though, you know? I mean, that Euphona Prime Crony Vistus, that one that I rolled on stream, I can't hate on that. That one was just juicy. It's like RNG was saying, I would like to see you waver from your beliefs. I would like to see you crumble and give up on the unicorn as well. I will offer you this treasure. And I'm like, you're testing me, aren't you? You are testing the shit out of me. That is 86.7% status and 100. That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty fucking good. So that's a good place to start. It's a good place to start. We could already use this if we really want to, because it's got a negative 16.3 damage to Corpus. Not the fondest of it, but as you can see, we have 52k Kuva to go ahead and roll on it. So hopefully we will get status, and I'm crossing my fingers for status and base damage. That's really the best thing that we could get right now, but we could also get status and multi-shot, which would also make me happy. So I'm crossing my fingers. Please, 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 RNG. Don't hurt me. Just make this a beautiful, wonderful experience. Please, first roll. Status and base damage. Why you negative status chance? Oh, you gave me zoom? You are a bitch. You are a bitch today. You are just angry that all these commenters came through and were trying to give me some love, so you gotta give me reload speed and ammo maximum. Fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Now we're back at the max at 35k per roll. But oh my god, it's already hurting. I can already feel it. I can already feel the unicorn slipping away as per usual, which kills me every single fucking time. What is this? What is this? Status duration? Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta be like that? Why can't it be? See, if it was status chance, I'd have been fucking happy, but instead, it had to be, come on. We're so close. We're so close. That Riven on its own is already pretty fucking good, but we just need the unicorn. That's what we need, and we're not gonna take a negative critical damage, assholes. But yeah, so I was really happy with that. Like, I was really happy with, number one, with the support. Why? You trick me every single time. You trick me every single time. Every time you say status duration, my heart goes up because I think it's status chance. You gotta give me negative 52.6 status chance. What a bitch you are a bitch. You are a bitch. Are you just, this is the theme. Remember when we used to do themes? Like for, oh my god, this is what they're giving us today. They're gonna give me a shit ton of status duration today, aren't you? Well, I mean, like, to be fair, that's basically a status mod. Right? That's basically a motherfucking status mod. How do you feel about that, you guys? How do you feel? I feel like that's like, you know what, it doesn't even fucking matter. It doesn't really matter. Like, I'd rather have the impact because it doesn't interfere with the viralness that we're trying to put in. We weren't going to keep that either way. We're not going to keep that either way because we want base damage or we want multi-shot. Status duration, see? Look, it's fucking with us today. It's fucking with us today. He wants status duration. He's like, I'm gonna trick you. I'm gonna trick you. Critical chance damage infested? No. We already have, okay, we have to let go. We already have our crit base one and, you know, base damage one, so we can't feel bad or nasty. We have the good. Damage to infested. Why are you doing this? That's actually a pretty good one too, with critical chance and damage to corpus. That's not bad, but we're going for the unicorn. We're going for the unicorn. I'm really suspicious to see how many rolls we have left, because I don't think we don't have that many at all. Oh my god, I was about to hit confirm by accident. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. We have, oh shit, we have like maybe, we have less than 3 rolls left. I think we have like 2 rolls left. Come on, 20. Multi-shot and fire rate? Wait! Multi-shot, 93. I mean, hold up. I'm trying to wrap my head around it, because I do believe that you're supposed to get 100 before multi-shot. But that might actually be a replacement for... That might actually be like a replacement for, what is it called? For the Lethal Torrent. It trades a little bit of fire rate, which I'm not mad about, for more multi-shot. Which might... We're gonna take this one, because we weren't gonna stick with that one at the end of the day anyway. And let's cross our fingers for one last good roll. I'll go ahead and do some playtesting on that. However, I do kind of want to get one more roll to put it to 21 so that we can be legal. Oh, that's a really good one too, but that's not it. That's not it. 151 damage. It's okay. I'm gonna, you know what? Oh, I have one more. I have one more so we can make it 21. Please, 21. Let us drink. Let us drink. Let us drink. 21. Let's go. Critical status. Okay, negative status duration. Why do you have to do this? That's actually a really good mod too, though. But it's negative status duration. We're gonna go ahead and play around with this one. So we are still chasing the unicorn. As you can see, we have not made it today, but I have renewed, enthused the hope as to what we can possibly roll. So cross your fingers for me. Keep cheering me on. Thank you so much. And to the naysayers, there are unicorns out there. You just have to look very, very hard to find them. You don't find a unicorn on the corner. It's not the unicorner, okay? But anyway, I've got my stallion, and I've got a pretty interesting horse here to see if I can ride it. Wait, do I have another roll? I do have one more roll. I have one more roll. Where did that roll come from? My math can't be that bad. My math was probably that bad. We're gonna take this one. Unfortunately, that roll did not do jack shit. I got really excited. I was like, the universe is telling me we have one more roll. But anyway, so that about does it for this episode. Again, thank you guys so much for cheering me on. To the naysayers, come on, like, let's have a little fun here. It's just pixels on the screen. We're playing around. And to all of the beautiful, wonderful unicorns out there, thank you so much for spotting the opportunities, keeping it real, but spotting the opportunities. So as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. Stay being pretty gorgeous unicorns. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.